All right, everyone. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that opportunity call, and we're going to go ahead and get started here in just another minute with our Independent Wellness Guide training call. So if you are an IWG, stick on the line. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm so happy for all of this amazing information you guys are going to get this evening. It's pretty exciting stuff. And I have to laugh at Elisa's comment about moonwalking. And I just want to tell you why there was a mention of moonwalking, because literally Nick and Christian from our customer service department were doing like a little dance off with moonwalking in the production space today. It was hilarious, and I should have got it on my phone. I don't know why I didn't. Next time they try to do it, I will. He's actually practicing it right now as we speak here, and he's got a ways to go. So anyway, we are going to go ahead and get started here in just another minute. And Maggie also says you have to do the lean from Smooth Criminal. Oh, well, then you need to know that. Okay. So, Maggie, he'll do it. We'll make sure that at the next convention we have Nick and Christian doing a little MJ on the stage. I think that'd be fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I did put you guys in Q&A mode, so I know that we have a testimonial or two tonight. So if you are one of the people that's going to share this evening, you just have to hit *6 to mute yourself, and that will get you to be able to share your little testimonial with everybody. So super excited about this call. Nick's actually going to take the lead, but I just had to kind of spill the beans on the moonwalk and throw him under the bus because it was hilarious. Okay, so here he is. I'm going to turn it over. I am recording this too, so we will make it available for your team members. And have a great night and enjoy the training.
Thank you once again, Mel, for throwing me in front of the bus. I will moonwalk out of the way. Hey, folks, if you're not having fun doing this, you're doing something wrong. Make sure that you're not taking yourself too seriously, please. I know that sometimes it can get very boring and repetitive if you're just going through the motions, if you're just going through your calls. But you got to make this fun. And I love the fact that these trainings can feel like a family call. I love picturing you guys sitting around my living room. I know there'd be way too many people. We're going to have to get a bigger house, Mel, for everybody to just come and sit, because I love doing trainings in person, and I wish I had more connection with you guys. We're going to have to work on that. So thank you for letting us vamp a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get this training started. Again, this is Nick Brown. For those of you who have never been on an Independent Wellness Guide training before, welcome. I appreciate your attendance and your time. Hopefully I can add some value to both you and your business. That's our intention here, to give brand new people as well as seasoned veterans the tools to build this business and to build themselves. So tonight I've got two terrific announcements. I'm going to do one at the front, and then the best announcement I'm going to say for last. And I'm going to do a training inside those announcements that hopefully will add some value to your business as well as we're building. So the first announcement I want to talk about is an intro to what we're calling our corporate lead distribution system. As you know, Radiantly U is certainly getting more of a presence, especially online. And so we're having people find us that have never talked to or knew about an Independent Wellness Guide. And because of that, they contact corporate, either our customer service department or a number of the emails or different places that we exist online, to get more information about the company, whether to purchase the product or to join the company. And because of that, we as a corporate entity don't want to sponsor those new people. We want those people to be cared for, taken in, and literally sponsored by our field of Independent Wellness Guides that are building this business on a regular basis. They're in the trenches. You're doing the work. You're training people. We want that interaction that creates the stickiness in this industry. So while we're generating more corporate leads on our time and our dime, we want you to profit from that, both because you can support these new people and because it helps your team build as well. So we needed to develop a policy to make the distribution of these leads that we get fair. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of the qualifications that we're going to introduce starting at the beginning of next month. This is going to be a quarterly qualification, and we're going to help you get those qualifications so you can position yourself to earn the corporate leads on a rotating basis. They're going to be random, obviously, but when you qualify for it, anybody on the list, it's going to cycle through per quarter. So here are the quick qualifications to qualify for corporate leads. The first thing, obviously, is you have to opt in. This is a completely voluntary thing. You don't have to do any of this. Even if you're completely qualified, you can say, no, thanks. I don't either want the leads at this point, or I don't feel comfortable. Completely voluntary. Okay, so the first thing is you have to opt into the list, and we'll take care of that personally one-on-one with you. The other qualifications, you need to earn the rank of team director or above at some point in your Radiantly career, and I'm going to be touching on that later tonight. Second one, you need to be in good standing with Radiantly, obviously, and have an active status with your Independent Wellness Guide account. You need to be enrolled in AutoShip with a minimum of 25 points for the duration of the quarter, because we're reevaluating the list on a quarterly basis. And you need to attend a lead sponsorship training. This is probably going to be an online webinar, either live or recorded, at some point prior to the list being generated or started. So because we're going to start March 1st, you'll just need to attend this training, which isn't even available yet. You'll have more details coming next week for this entire program. You'll have access to that training starting next week as well, so you can get yourself in a position to earn these corporate leads if you would like to. So, corporate lead and the generation of those things coming to corporate are going to be going to a list of people that qualify and opt in on all of these qualifications on a regular basis. We're going to randomly cycle through that list that's generated in the beginning of a quarter until every person or every Independent Wellness Guide has received the same number of leads one time through, and then the list or the cycle will repeat as needed. Each time the list will be shuffled at the beginning of each quarter. We're going to try to make it as random as fair as possible. We're not going to pre-vet leads as a corporate entity. But again, more of those details are going to be available next week for you to read up on. You can ask some more questions. There'll be a Q&A as well. But we're excited about that because we are getting more interest coming from sources and not being Independent Wellness Guides, and we want to give them to you in the field to take care of. So with that, my call tonight, this call is about the path to Team Director. And the rank of Team Director with Radiantly is earned by accomplishing all of these things in a month. This is coming from the compensation plan. Purchasing 25 points or more personally, having 4 personally sponsored team members purchase their 25 points, and by having your total group volume exceed 1,500 points. That earns the rank of Team Director with Radiantly You. I'd like to talk to you about making this business a priority for you and giving you a target to shoot for. Goals are an important starting place from which to derive your daily activities. If you're interested in building to Team Director, I want to give you the outline and some mindset challenges. If you're on this call and are not interested in business building at this pace, that's okay. I hope you can still pick up some value from this training tonight. Thank you for being with us. This business takes 2 things, desire and time. First thing I recommend you do is find your why. This has to be tangible enough and believable enough to carry you through the moments that you don't want to continue working. There are going to be good days and bad days here. You all know that. If your goal isn't bigger than the obstacle in your path, you won't be able to see your target peeking out from behind that giant boulder. Picture you're walking down a path in the woods or even through the hills someplace, and your goal is at the end of that road. If you have a giant obstacle, a literal giant boulder, fall down in the middle of the road, and your goal is not big enough, you won't be able to see past the boulder. Make sure you get in touch with your personal reason why, so you can call upon it to remind you why this effort and this work and the long nights and the sacrifice and not watching TV is going to be worth it. Second thing, find your time and protect that time fiercely. Schedule it out, map it out, carve it out for the next month or 2 or 3 that you'll be devoting to business building activities. Whether it's 2 hours a week or 3 hours a day, be non-negotiable about it. You might even have to enroll some family members to help you and to help support you to give you the time and space and accountability to do it. Treat this like a business. It is. Pretend that you own a retail shop and you put the business hours on the door for all to see. If you posted that you'd open your shop on Wednesdays at 2 p.m., say, you're committing to being there to have the doors open for business at 2 p.m. If you aren't, you're risking losing potential sales and future customers from your business, right? You behave the same way here is my recommendation. The great part is that you get to set your own hours, and they can change every week. The bad part is that no one is holding you accountable for it. So to start your path to team director, I give you 2 prerequisites. 1, you must have listened to the Quick Start Training Call within the last week, the last 7 days. Even if you've listened to it before, I want you to have listened to it in the last 7 days. And number 2, you've made your list of 200 names and numbers. That's the first homework assignment inside the Quick Start Call. Here's what I recommend you do when you go to work on your Radiantly You time. For the first 5 minutes of your work time every day, whether that's first thing in the morning, in the middle of your lunch break, or in the evenings, for the first 5 minutes, meditate, listen to that song that you have, read, listen to inspiring educational tracks, picture what you want your life to look like. I want you to feel it, see it, experience it. Ask yourself who you can help today. This is just the first 5 minutes. This is mindset. This is getting yourself in a space to ask yourself whose life you're going to impact today. Who's waiting for this company, this opportunity, this product right now? Be expectant of responses. You can be something for someone here, and you don't even know it. So put yourself in that space. Expect things to go well for you. Put your vision of what you want your life to occur like in your mind. Just 5 minutes, folks. But it's important to center yourself, and however you want to do that, that's fine. Then hit the phones. Do these things and track these things. They all have a number. Here's 5 of them, okay? Number 1, new exposures. How many brand new people that have never seen a Radiantly You presentation are seeing a Radiantly You presentation? Share our presentation on Wednesday nights. Use a tool. This is not for you to explain. It's for you to invite. Use the tool, share the video. Number 2, how many three-way phone calls of interested people that have seen a presentation are you putting on the phone with your upline or another person that's helping you build this business? Three-way phone calls are a follow-up to a presentation for people who have extra questions. They're interested. It's part of the process. Number 3, how many new independent wellness guides joined your team in whatever time frame you're tracking your accountability? Number 4, new customers. How many new customers did you acquire from people who aren't interested in the business but would like to try the products and support your company? That's just sorting. When we sort, category number 2 people. That's the 4th thing to track. And number 5, how many follow-up appointments that you have already set do you have in your upcoming calendar? Those are 5 metrics. I'll run through them real quick again to track literally the numbers for. And if you want to track them per day, per week, per 2 weeks, per month, that's fine. Number 1, new exposures to the Radiantly You presentation. Number 2, three-way phone calls. Number 3, new independent wellness guides. Number 4, new customers that have placed an order. And number 5, how many follow-up appointments have you set? Now remember, this comes from the Quick Start Call, the Quick Start training. You can use the direct approach when you're calling people, just like in the training. Ask to share and show the video. Ask to share and invite to the presentation on Wednesday nights. If you want to use an indirect approach with people you haven't spoken with in a while or people you look up to, you can ask them, do you know anyone that's looking to make a bit more money? Do you know anyone that's looking to create more free time in their life? Do you know anyone that's looking for chemical-free cleaning and personal care products? Practice your question ahead of time. You can be indirect about it. If you don't want to ask your Uncle Jim directly to join your Radiantly You business, you can ask him if he knows anybody, but he has to see what it is you have in order for him to make that decision. That's an indirect approach. Okay, now the second thing I mentioned was you have to have a list of 200 people, right? If you don't have a list of 200 people or you've already burned through it and you don't have 200 on there anymore, got some questions for you, or first some suggestions for you. First of all, use the memory jogger in the resources section or just Google memory jogger for making a list of names. Sit down and go through it again. Here's another way to add to your list of names. While you have your list, let's say it's at 50, if you have your sister and your brother and your best friend and the person from work on that list, if you don't have your sister's circle of friends on your list, you can put them there. Remember, they are people you know of because you've either met them once through your sister or your sister has mentioned them. You know that person exists because your sister and you have talked about that person. So your sister's friend, Angela, even though you don't know her, you can get in touch with her. Your coworker's husband should go on your list. That's reasonable. Even if you've already talked with your coworker's husband's friends, your coworker's sister. Do you see how it's like the 6 levels of separation kind of thing, but you only need 1 or 2 here. So go through your list again and see who has another circle of people that you know about that you might not have put on your list. Okay, so memory jogger. The second recommendation is go find people. Go do the things that you like doing and make friends with the other people around you. If they're rock climbing, they have some interest with you already because you're doing something you like to do. Don't go someplace just because it has a lot of people. Do not go to the racetrack if you hate racing. You're not going to be able to make friends there because you don't have anything in common with people who like racing. Right? If you like going to the mall and shopping, that's an okay place to meet other shoppers. If you hate shopping, don't go to the mall to meet people. You're going to be cranky. So go out, try to make friends first. This is not about yelling radiantly you to everybody. Go out and try to actually make friends. That's what builds your warm market list. That's what builds your list of contacts, making friends. Hey, if you can't get out of the house, how about this? How about stalking the mailman or the mailwoman that comes to deliver your mail? They swing by once a day, right? How about unplugging your cable box, calling the cable company? They'll send somebody out there to talk to you. Or how about ordering a pizza to be delivered? Somebody comes to the door and rings your doorbell, right? So there's ways you can meet new people and always be building your list, okay? Don't overcomplicate this, folks. Focus on exposures, and in order to build fast, you have to sort fast. I want you to fill your pipeline so full of potential independent wellness guides, you don't even have enough time to call them all back. The way to do that is to expose a massive number of people. If you would like to go on this journey to team director in a very short period of time, reach out to someone that you would ask to hold you accountable for this goal and commit to them. And most importantly, yourself, the things that you're going to do this month. If you're going to give them 5 numbers if you're going to give them, the 5 numbers from the categories we talked about earlier. Here's how the accountability works. Those numbers, and only those numbers, are what you're going to report to them. There's no story. There's no maybes. There's no sort of. There's no this might happen next week or this person's really interested. These are flat out numbers for quantifiable results. These are business building activities. And if you'd like somebody to put you on the hook for it, to do the activities that really matter, I encourage you to do so. If you'd like to commit to reaching the rank of team director in a short period of time, maybe a month or 2, tell me about it. I'm interested in holding you accountable. Shoot me an email or get in touch with me through your upline. It is possible, check this out, and it has been done here, to achieve this in 1 month. And it starts with massive action. Massive action here would be defined as, get this, 10 new exposures every day. You get weekends off, so it's 5 days a week, 10 new exposures a day. Why 10 new exposures? Because you can get to team director all by yourself. 1,500 points and 4 personally sponsored IWGs. Watch this math. 50 exposures per week for 4 consecutive weeks, right? That's 200 total exposures with a ratio, let's conservatively say, a ratio of 1 in 10 that see the presentation and go through the process effectively using our system, join at the Business Builder Leadership Kit. There's plenty of advantages there. It certainly happens. If 20, right, 1 out of 10 and 200, 20 Business Builder Leadership Kits are purchased at 80 points apiece is 1,600 points in total volume of group volume. You only needed 1,500. Now remember, this could look like your first week, 1 new independent wellness guide. Your second week, maybe only 2 independent wellness guides. You think you're way behind the curve, right? Week 3, another 2 independent wellness guides that join the business. But remember, you're doing 50 exposures every week. Week 4 could look like 15 new independent wellness guides. It could go 1, 2, 2, 15, or something along those lines. Don't underestimate the power of compounding growth and exponential returns here. Focus on the correct work, and the results will come. Even if you have been in this business for a very long time, you can start your business over again whenever you choose to by going back to everything I've talked about tonight is called phase 1 activity. It's talking about tracking the time you spend on the important business building activities to get you to a place where you want to be. This is about massive exposures and duplication in your team. Now, I know I've been in your face tonight, and I hope you'll thank me for it later. This might even seem like a lot of work, and it might be, but it will be so worth it. I'm speaking to the bigger you that's just waiting to come out. I'm speaking to the more powerful you that is terrified of what you can actually accomplish if you played full out. I'm speaking to the winner, the community and family changer, the leader, the champion that you really are. ladies and gentlemen, sell out, commit to these activities, and you won't recognize your business in 3 months. Put the blinders on and go find the people that want to come with us. Be non-negotiable with yourself about what you want for your life and for your future. This is it. The time is now. Just do it. Can you do this? Yes. The answer to that is yes. Do you want to do this is the actual question. Become bigger than your excuses. Become the person that people want to follow. Become the person that people want to be. As Jim Rohn says, life is not about what you get. Life is about what you can become. And I've always liked this quote, commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. So I appreciate you letting me give you that training this evening. If some of you are not interested in pursuing this at this pace, I understand. That's fine. Your pace is perfect. Timing is everything. I hope that there is someone on this call that appreciated that and is interested in getting in touch with me to see what they can rock and roll with this spring. As this thaw comes over the Northeast, I hope soon, let's crank up the heat in your business. So with that, I have a testimonial I'd like to share, and then our big announcement for the evening. Is my testimonial present this evening? See if we can get her unmuted here.
I'm here, Nick.
Hey, fantastic. Okay. Before the testimonial, now I've got her here, I want to give a quick shout out to Jess and Dean Forsline for reaching senior team leader. There was an announcement out earlier this afternoon recognizing them for the new position of senior team leader and welcoming 9 new independent wellness guides in less than 60 days in their business. They are rocking and rolling. We are really impressed with what you guys are doing. Thanks so much. Wanted to give you a shout out here. And with our testimonial tonight, I want you folks to hear from Lauren Pepe, and some of you may have not heard from her since our launch event back in June. She is a very hardworking mother, and she's been doing Radiantly part-time for a while now, and I wanted her to share with you what's been going on in her business lately and some tips or tricks that has helped her with some recent success she's seen. We'd like to hear from her. And Lauren, I appreciate you sharing on the call tonight. We'd love to hear from you and what you think about Radiantly You at this point.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. So I don't know why it was so hard for me to just take everybody's advice and follow the system, but I didn't do that for months. I kind of did my own thing, and because of that, I really didn't see too many customers. So after a while of, not making any sales and not, getting anybody to watch the videos, I was like, maybe I should reach out to everybody. So I reached out to Maggie and I reached out to you, and you've been giving me some homework all week. And today I contacted 6 people using the script that you helped me with. And I got 3 people to say that they were going to come and watch the webinar tonight. 3 of them via text and 1 live person that I talked to. So that was 4 out of 6 that agreed to come to the webinar tonight, and I will be following up with them tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. So my only advice really is just, follow your script and picture this as a giant swimming pool, and don't creep in, because otherwise you're going to talk yourself out of it and you're going to come up with a million excuses, why you can't do this or, one reason or another. Just jump right in and do a cannonball and make a huge splash, because that's what I did today, and I am so pleased with my results. So that's where I'm at right now.
Lauren, thank you so much for sharing that. I love the analogy of the cannonball. I can see, I can picture primarily my children flopping into the pool, but you're absolutely right. Jump in, dive in. I think your numbers are terrific. I have a follow-up question for you. You mentioned you reached out to 6 people, and 4 of them in your first contact with them said they'd be interested in attending tonight's webinar. How long did that process take you in your Radiantly You time today?
The first 3 people, I believe it took me 8 minutes, and the second 3 people, I think it was about 10 minutes, so 20 minutes total today.
So less than half an hour, plus I talked your ear off a little bit, less than half an hour for potentially 4 new exposures this evening from 6 phone calls. That's fantastic. And Lauren, I appreciate you being willing to go through that activity with me today. And number 2, being willing to share that with everybody tonight. I think that your testimonial is not only truthful, but might be able to help somebody out there tonight. And folks, I want you to know it's not me. It's the system. It's not what I'm doing. I know Lauren gave me some credit for it. It's not where the credit is due. It's the system that does this. And as we expose people correctly to this information, they will become an exposure that has properly been presented using the tools that we have here. So she did luck out in getting a hold of 4 out of 6 people. I made calls last night and I went 0 for 12, literally 0 for 12. And it was between 7 and 8 p.m. So it's going to happen, folks, when you're making your calls, when you're going through your contact list. It doesn't really matter what time of day you pick. Make sure it works for you. But when you're going out using the opportunity script, you utilize it as it is presented to you. You don't have to align all the stars before this occurs. Just go ahead and pick up the phone, dial the number, and see what happens. And in fact, Lauren went through that very same thing today. She tried to get in touch with the right people at the right time in this little window of time. It's okay. Just dial the numbers. If you get a voicemail, it's okay. But 4 new exposures in less than half an hour is terrific stuff. Okay, so now for our big announcement. You guys have been fantastic with us for the month of January with our new system, our new tool, the live presentation on Wednesdays. I love how interactive it can be sometimes. Thank you so much for dealing with our technical difficulties at some point. We've always told you that you don't have to be smart enough to run a webinar to make money in this business, which is, thank goodness that's the case. But we have been working on something that I think will catapult your business to the next level. And what we've been working on is making sure that it's correct, making sure that our presentation works, making sure that the interaction between Melissa and myself, the information we're presenting is being utilized and effectively disseminated to brand new people. And I think we've got a fantastic version at this point, folks. Yes, there is a little bit of newness in our live presentation. Otherwise, I'm going to go nuts and bored here. But because we have this presentation down, we have canned it for you. And it's better than a DVD. If you guys are looking for a tool that you can use on demand, we are giving you and have already created, you guys can check this out as soon as I announce it, we've already created an online tool to share this video, this presentation that you've been hearing in January on demand. And it's personalized for every single one of you. Write this website down, www.radiantlyu.com/your username, mine is Kermit the Frog, /your username /RYBP. There is a 25-minute presentation available on your website right now to send people to if they can't make it to the Wednesday live presentation. We are going to continue the Wednesday live presentations. But if someone says they can't make it, or if you can't make it on a particular Wednesday, you can go to this website with this person that you would like to introduce it to and watch the video with them. It's the most effective way, folks. I would recommend that you not just blast this link out there. This link is not navigatable, if that's a word, on your website. You can't click there. You literally have to share the link. It's a hidden page, but it's linked to your website. So if they watch the video with you, they can shop from there. They can join from there. It's all linked to your username already. Everybody has it on their replicated website. We hope you guys love this. I still encourage you to invite to the Wednesday live presentation. Use that as the sense of urgency. Still use our script. Hey, Bobby, I know that you're probably busy this Wednesday at 8:30. Is there any way you can carve out 25 minutes? Oh, man, geez, it's my turn at the I don't know what it is. What is a good excuse to not come to a Radiant Leo presentation? It's my turn to take the dogs out. I have no idea what. If they actually give you something that you can't get them out of, say, you know what, that's okay. When's another time I can take maybe 25 of your minutes? I'll call you back and give you a link where we're sitting in front of our computer together. The most effective way to do this is to watch it with them. It's coming from our training all the way back in our system. When we had a 3-minute and 41-second video that we use in our tools, we watch the video with them. I know it takes longer, but you can sort them immediately afterwards, and you know they watched it. This is not nearly as effective if you share a link in a voicemail, share a link in a text, share a link in a Facebook post, share a link in an email. Not nearly as effective. The rest of the tools stay the same. This is simply another tool to put in your toolbox for Radiantly You to allow you to do your business faster, more efficiently, and duplicate quicker. I hope you guys are thrilled. We are really excited about launching this. If you have more questions, please reach out to your upline. I'm happy to take questions as well about how to utilize this tool. After someone uses this tool, after someone sees this presentation, you can even invite them back to the Wednesday call. Yes, it's going to be the same presentation, but remember, they've never seen Radiantly You before, and 25 minutes of information, there's no way they're going to remember it all. It will feel new again, and they will get more from it. So if they're still interested, you can invite them live to next Wednesday's presentation, or in the opposite order. Three-way phone call is also useful there. I hope I'm not throwing too much at you here, but just put it as another tool in your toolbox so you can get more people exposed to this business faster, and you don't have to wait for Wednesday, folks. So thank you so much for going through January with us to make sure that this tool is fresh, is new, and it works, and we love it. I hope you will as well. We're interested in your feedback about how you're utilizing it in your business. If you do have some questions, please reach out to your uplines. They'll help you, they'll teach you, they'll coach you. Okay, we've got a giveaway tonight, and let me randomize here. Don't anybody drop off. I'm real quick here. Let me go randomize. See, it's interesting because we got people calling in and we've got people typing in. Okay, let me rock this thing. We are going to give away a book, and we're going to give you your choice of digital format or, an actual book if people still buy those. I know we still do, but Melissa and I have a book that we've enjoyed over the last couple of months. It's called Start With Why. Start With Why, W-H-Y, by Simon Sinek. He did a great TED Talk. It's actually one of the top 10 TED Talks on TED.com or TED.org, whichever one it is. Okay, so we got the random one up here, and it looks like Elizabeth Brown. You are our lucky winner tonight. Shoot me an email with the type of or the format you'd like for this book. We're going to send this baby out to you. Start With Why by Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K. For those of you who didn't win, sorry. Appreciate you being on the call, but we can only have one winner this evening. You're welcome to check that book out as well. She's quick on it. Look at that. I'm not even watching the chat window. You wanna actually touch it, huh? Okay. Elizabeth Brown says paper. You got it. So congratulations, Elizabeth. Thank you very much, Lauren, for sharing your great testimonial. Jess and Dean, keep rocking the house. We hope you guys are really excited about the new announcements here. Look for more information next week about the corporate lead policy. Hammer it out to team director. If you need some accountability or would like some more training, please reach out to me. I still have spots open in my schedule. First come, first served. Of course, my boss sets the limits on those. But we're looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Let's rock into February. Turn 2015 into the year that you will never forget. We're excited about it. We're pumped. Thanks for joining us this evening. I have no idea what time it is. Did I go over? Not too bad. Look at that. Amazing. So thanks, folks, for making this laid back, easy. I'm going to work on my moonwalking to see what we can put out for our training conference. But thanks again for joining us this evening. As I always say, I'm Nick Brown with Radiantly You, and I'm at your service.